you gonna roll on with me?
What's up, everybody? This is the Pack Nation podcast. I'm Xavier,
CC.
and we're just two polys trying to start a podcast. And so this has been a long time coming. So we just wanted to spend episode one just introducing ourselves and hopefully helping you get to know us and who we are and why we decided to do this. But yeah,
Yeah, just like what X said. Yeah, we're your typical Polynesian guys, and we're located out here in Orange County, California. We kind of grew up around here in the northern part of Orange County. Yeah, this area it's a pretty good amount of Polynesians out here. I would say I would say more Samoans out here than Tongans. But out here it's all one love. Yeah, I mean, X and I grew up together around this area. But X, you're originally from Long Beach, right?
yeah. So born in Long Beach, and then my family we moved out here sixth grade when I was in sixth grade. So went to elementary in Long Beach. Then we came out here sixth grade, and then junior high and high school out here. And me and Cece we've known each other since we moved out here. So since elementary school, we've kind of been together and knew each other. I'm Samoan, and like Cece said, we grew up out here in Orange County, and we have our families out here. I met my beautiful wife out here in Orange County, and we've been blessed to be married for over 8 years now. And so me and Cece had kind of decided to do a podcast. I would say maybe 2019.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Yeah, it's been a while, man. We wanted to do a podcast, and so it's just kind of been something that's been in the works. And recently, I started my own agency, sports agency, for high school and college kids. So that was something that I wanted to do. And so with some other USOs, we were able to just start an agency. So it's just really kind of starting up. And we're trying to get it off the ground. But with this podcast that me and Cece wanted to do, it kind of brought about an opportunity to kind of combine the two, my NIL company and then doing our podcast with my toko right here, Cece, something that we've been wanting to do for a long, long time. And we decided to just name it the Pack Nation Podcast, which kind of followed the NIL company, the Pack Nation NIL. And the reason we kind of been wanting to do a podcast and what we talked about back in 2019, we really wanted to kind of reach out to the youth. That's kind of been my main goal in the different companies that I try to start. And with this podcast, it's just kind of reaching back to the youth. I served a Mormon mission in Panama, so I learned Spanish. And so when I got back from my mission, we worked a lot with the kids, with the youth, the young men especially. And just being able to do that, it really kind of helped me feel like that was my purpose, was to just kind of give back to the youth and be able to help guide them in a way that I felt like I needed to be guided when I was in the youth and be able to just give back to them any experience, any knowledge that I have. And then also, we definitely want to reach out to people to be on the podcast and interview them and be able to have people that can share their experiences, their life experiences, their knowledge with the youth as well, so that we can kind of give back in that way. And that was one of the main reasons we wanted to start up the podcast.
Yeah. Just like what X said. So this was 2019. For those of you who are members, around that time, there was still in the church, we we still had young men presidencies, right? And before they discontinued that, and X was called as a young men president for our ward at the time, and he called me and as one of his counselors. And so that's where we kind of started like having this idea to like begin this podcast because like what X said, we're members of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, and we did serve missions, right? Like what X said, he served in Panama City, right? And I served in Honduras, Tegucigalpa. And so we came back with all this experience. And I mean, like if I can speak for the both of us, I would say the mission was probably like the typical saying, the best 2 years of our lives.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
and it and it really was for me. Although it was tough, it did teach me to be the person that I am today. And so with that being said, yeah, like what X said, we did have this in mind, and we always talked about it, and just working with the youth, we learned to just kind of like gain a love for these young men. You know what I mean? And also for the young women as well, and to just kind of like want to be there for them. Like they're like our little like cousins. You know what I mean? Like our little
Little brothers.
nephews.
Yeah.
You know. And then so we want to like kind of spread this knowledge, right, and motivate them to want to serve the Lord as well, because we know the benefits that they can reap from serving a mission or even going to college, right, or just any of those things, right?
Yeah, everything, now that we served missions, and for us, that was really the right path that we needed to take. We were both kind of hard-headed back in high school and stubborn. And I would say, I think our missions really saved our lives. And especially for me, the mission blessed me so much coming home. I definitely wouldn't have met my amazing wife first and foremost, and she's definitely my better half. And I've been able to accomplish so much with her support and her being there to kind of help me and make me a better person. And it wouldn't be possible without the mission. So for us, the mission really saved our lives and made us who we are today. And of course, we're still far from perfect, but that was a huge stepping stone for us to kind of move on to the next level in our lives and be able to build for our families today. And me and my wife, Flo, we're just blessed to have all these things in our lives, our family, our home. And I could go on and on about the things that me and my wife are blessed with. And especially, she's been the biggest blessing to me and my family. And I'm just grateful that the mission was kind of what started all that. And this wouldn't be possible either because, like Cici said, we were working with the young men and the young women. We just love the youth in general. But we really do our best to kind of show the love that we have for them through our actions. And this podcast stems from that love that we have for them and what we want to do to further impact them, and then not just the circle of kids and youth that we know, but with the podcast being able to reach out to the broader community of Polynesian kids or just any kids, that are really looking for guidance. Or what we want to help with is just kind of be able to gather a bunch of different life experiences and just bring it to the table for everyone to kind of see what there is to offer, that some polys have kind of pursued different career opportunities, different things that they're doing. Because we know first and foremost, we all love sports. We all play sports. In high school, we played football, volleyball, and we didn't play on the basketball team in high school, but we play basketball. So I know a lot of the kids, we all do sports and we love sports, and that's our passion. But then we also want to see what else is out there when sports doesn't work out because of injuries, because of you have to help your family out. In this case, nowadays, like you can help your family out by playing sports. You can make money in high school and college. And that's kind of what sparked the interest to be able to create an agency for college and high school kids. Because while we do know a lot about sports, now there's a business aspect to it, and you kind of want to be careful of who you let in your circle, because there's a lot of people that are very willing to take advantage of kids and their families, especially Polynesian families. Polys are probably percentage wise, we're more likely to make it into the NFL and be mostly the NFL, but percentage wise, we're more likely than other races or cultures. And so people see that. And so they see some Polynesian kid and they see, oh, it's a paycheck right there. So you got to be real careful and be aware of who you're getting into business with, especially at a young age, starting from high school. And even some of these guys are trying to get with families and stuff in junior high. And for us, being Samoan and Sisi being Tongan, and then some of the Usos that I'm working with as well in the agency, we kind of just want to be there for our people and provide an opportunity for them to see, like, oh, this is my own people that's doing it. And they learned how to do it, and we can see what they've done, and we know who they are. And that will kind of help people to feel more comfortable about signing up with our agency. But it is what it is. Everybody's different, so we just want to provide that option that opportunity for people to go that route with us if they want. If not, all good, man. We always got love for everybody. So I just wanted to be able to provide that for everybody through our agency. And we're just getting started. So we look to continue to build. It's a long-term thing. We're not looking for a quick buck or something that's like nah. We're trying to grow together with the families and the kids and be able to be there every step of the way and be able to help the families to understand their choices, understand their options, and understand the effects, the long-term effects, not just short-term effects.
I would say to that, like just to add on to what, piggyback to what X was saying right now, I would say it's more for the love of the game and also for the benefit of our people. Like what X said, there are a lot of families out there, right, who don't have knowledge of these things, and so this new business, right, could really benefit and like help educate these families and these young athletes, these young scholar athletes. I would want to say because that's like the other part as far as like other than like the athletics part of it is school, right? Education. Like we still want to push and emphasize to these young scholar athletes the essentialness of education, right? Because I'm not sure if you remember, but like maybe it's different nowadays. But like, do you remember like back at Western, like no grades, no play? Do you,
Yeah.
do you think that kind of goes in like other high schools, or was that specifically just Western?
No, that's for everybody pretty
Yeah.
much. Like with grades, it's always important.
Yeah.
But I think now there's just a bigger opportunity for kids to go to the next level, whether that be JUCO, D2, D1. There's just so much opportunity now with social media to kind of get your highlights out there and then be able to take advantage of this free education. So I think, especially for high school and stuff, now they still do that. Like if you don't have your grades together, I don't think you're able to play still. So that's kind of a rule that's
Remember in high school, they had a F troop. If you were failing a class, you had to clean up right after practice or something like
yeah.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's funny, bro. You had to do the grade checks and
Yeah.
everything every week. Yeah, I remember sometimes we didn't even go to class. We just came for practice. Then we got caught.
Yeah. Just kind of rewinding back to what we're talking about, like as far as upbringing and going to junior high together, going to high school, and at the same time, while being in high school and playing sports together, we still were in youth together, right,
Yeah,
X?
yeah,
Like we still had activities and stuff,
right, right.
and man, like our youth was deep,
Yeah,
like the Samoan
yeah,
Tongan
yeah.
youth, like,
Yeah,
but
we
we
had a
were
lot
deep.
out here.
It's just like those memories, like we also want to emphasize to like the young scholar athletes today, like who are members of the church, and even if you're not,
Right.
because I'm sure there are other faiths out there
Yeah.
who who have youth groups, right? And so we also want to emphasize enjoy your youth while you're still at it, right?
Exactly.
But at the same time, we want to like emphasize focus and education because your future is very very essential. You know
Right.
what I mean? Like to make a living, to live stable, because eventually, right? Like everyone wants to get married and have kids and
Hmm.
live comfortably.
Yeah, definitely. And like again, we want to do what we can to help maximize your potential in sports. We want to do everything that we can as far as NIL. We want to maximize your potential in the sport of your choice as an athlete. But you have to be aware that sports, your body's not going to last forever. That's for everybody. Like no one can play sports forever. Not Tom Brady, not Kobe, not Jordan. No one's going to play forever. So you need to also kind of have your backup plan or just preparation plan where you know what you're going to do after sports, or even if sports ends a little bit earlier than you anticipate or that than you hope for. You always want to have a free education to fall back on. And there's so many opportunities to learn different industries, to learn different things in school so that you can take advantage of that free education that you're getting through sports. And of course, we want to focus on maximizing what you're earning in sports and being able to capitalize on that short time period. But then, like I said, going back to having a team that you trust, a circle that you trust, you want someone that's going to put your best interest forward and be able to prepare you for the long term, because you always want to have something to fall back on or have something prepared for after you're done with your professional career or your college career or even high school career. So that's kind of what we wanted to do as far as starting the agency, be able to kind of help kids to see more farther into the future, more long term, and then also to capitalize on the short term with NIL deals, NIL negotiations, sponsorships, being able to get exposure, different camps through your social media, being able to monetize your social media. So, all these different things that are available to kids and families that a lot of people might not know about. All these things are changing. NIL rules are changing almost every month. It seems like there's different rules, different lawsuits coming out that change the game. And so it's just important to have your team kind of aware of what's going on and have your back when you have to focus on training and focus on your technique, getting your all that you need to do, getting everything right for your position and being able to be the best player that you can be. Then you have your team kind of doing everything in the background to let you shine and be able to make smart decisions and know what your options are, what options are available to you so that you can make the best decision. So, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So as time goes on, right? As time goes on with the podcast, we're definitely going to be talking about the NIL stuff,
Yeah.
business and stuff, and but we will also be talking about other things, right?
Oh, yeah,
Like current
definitely,
events
man.
and like
Yeah, like I said, so with the podcast, we just kind of wanted to talk about a lot of stuff, whether that be related to our people, Polynesian, the community, or whether it's just helping you guys get to know us as well and who we are. Because we're nobody really. We're definitely not anybody known, or we're not big names or anything. But like I said, we just wanted to make an impact on our community, especially the youth, kind of guide them in a direction because they're the future. For us, they're the ones that are going to uplift our community and be able to continue to strengthen our community when we're gone, when our parents are gone. And we want to just help them to continue to do that. And so this was our opportunity to do it. And hopefully we can make a difference. Even if it's a little one, we don't mind. We're just trying to do what we can in whatever way we can.
yeah, it's like I said, just love for the game.
Yeah.
I mean, love for the game, and of course, love for our people to try to uplift them and do our best to like help them the best to our ability, so that they're able to receive the best benefits that they could, that they're able to receive, right? And like you said, and not try and not get, I guess you could say, scammed.
Yeah,
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 you
exactly.
know,
Well, that's what it is,
yeah,
because there's people like easily taking advantage of, especially the Polynesian kids. Like for us, I mean, we never really knew about like finances. Our parents came straight from the islands and they don't really know about investing or stocks or just how to make your money kind of grow on its own. So, like all that stuff is new. And with the amount of money that are involved in these NIL deals, you definitely want to be able to understand how to make that money work for you. And that's kind of another thing we wanted to be able to help was being financially efficient and being financially knowledgeable of everything that's going on so that you can build for your family and be able to utilize what you're making, whether that be for short term or long term, you can really make that money last for your family. And but that's really the hope that we can help out our people do that. Yeah. So it's cool. We're excited to get things going and hopefully our podcast can be able to accomplish those things, be able to reach our community, help the youth especially, and just kind of shed some light on people that Polynesians that are excelling in different industries and just kind of give advice to everyone out there and be able to help you guys make the best decision for your life. And whether you see somebody on here that's in an industry that interests you or whether something we talk about is something you want to know more about, we'd love to hear about it and try to get more information for you guys. But yeah, we're just two regular dudes trying to help out would make a difference. Yeah, yeah, yeah. But yeah, so hopefully we can continue to grow our podcast. But we are grateful for anyone that's already listening on episode one. Probably just gonna be our family, but we'll just keep doing it. See where it goes.
Yeah. As far as the podcast goes, like what we were talking about earlier, we're obviously gonna cover NIL stuff, but also like other topics. Like what we are just saying right now, like things with like current events or just would you say religious too? Would you say that we cover religious things as well?
Yeah, just whatever's going on.
Yeah.
Like, and I don't. For us, I think as Polynesians, we all are very religious. We're all God-fearing people, and whatever religion we believe in, we all have a love for God, for our Heavenly Father, and I think that speaks volumes as our people, our community, really puts God first, no matter what religion we are. We all recognize that we wouldn't be where we are, we wouldn't be blessed with our families, with the things that we have without Heavenly Father. So it would be like kind of fake for us if we didn't recognize that. And I'll even talk a little bit about that, but we're not gonna be preaching or anything, but we're happy to share our beliefs because, like we said, being a missionary and serving a mission, it changed our lives, and we love the mission. I love my mission. I wouldn't be where I am today. I wouldn't be the person I am if I didn't serve a mission. So, yeah, we'd be happy to kind of share our thoughts and opinions on that as
Yeah.
well.
Um, just wanted to give shout out to my wife as well. My wife Kai. Yeah, she's definitely been the backbone of my life. Like X said, we before girlfriends and stuff, and we're like still single and running around. Excuse me. It was well timed, but when I met my wife, it was definitely a life changer. So shout out to her and for helping me get on the right path. Because sorry, just kind of going back down memory lane, back to like high school and stuff. Like during the time when we were in high school, like 07, 08, 06 ish, right era.
Yeah. You didn't have
Man,
to say the years, but yeah, thank you.
hopefully. Man, I just want to like say this now, but like during that time, like gang culture was pretty
Oh,
on
yeah,
the
yeah.
rise. You
Big
know what I
time.
mean? Like
Yeah.
gang culture was on the rise, and like honestly, man, like I thought I was the biggest gangster, bro. You know what I mean? With all like the Tongan gangs in Long Beach and Inglewood, man, I wanted to be a gangster so bad. But then like what and all that, what I mean, all those guys and like just gang culture was big at the time. And what I like about our bond, like us guys at Western, we kind of like put those gang things aside and decided and told ourselves, nah, we're good. You know what I mean, like we're
Yeah.
we're gonna stick together. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. During our time, gangs were very big and very prevalent in everyone's lives. We all have family members that were involved in gang related activities. And that was kind of like what a lot of us like kind of aspired to. It was something that we all wanted to do. But I'm very appreciative of those that came before us, like they were involved in gangs and kind of led us on down a different path and told us that's not for us because they understood the consequences that came with that. And so I'm thankful for all the older usos that kind of told us, hey, you guys shouldn't be doing this and that. And so luckily we were never really like super involved with gangs, but there were a lot of instances that were very close to us and our families with gang related activities and stuff, violence and a lot of that. It was just something very normal in our life, and especially being out here in Cali. And so that was kind of something that was a big part of our lives. And I think that kind of influenced us as well as to like these, some of these people kind of looked out for us and like telling us not to go down that path. Like, and now gangs aren't as big. And so for us, it's like, okay, somebody kind of gave back to us, like now we can kind of turn around and give back to the youth of today as well and just like not share, we don't have any like gang experiences, but we can share what our experiences were, which was different. And like Susie said, even though we weren't involved with gangs, it was just all around us. And but luckily in Orange County we kind of all stuck together, And so we were all very close, the Samoans and the Tongans out here. We grew up together. We played ball together, did everything, and we were at church together. So that was something that I'll always be thankful for those that came before us and kind of kept us out of that lifestyle because it was a rough lifestyle. Definitely had a lot of family, all of us did, and some not so happy endings for many of those family members. And definitely to kind of hear them talk about stuff today and back then, kind of keeping us out of that lifestyle. It's a credit to them for helping us stay on the right path. And now we can kind of turn around and try to help other people do the same, other kids.
Shout out to the originals, Anaheim State, Anaheim 8, Samoan, Anaheim 12,
Yeah,
Tongan, man.
yeah,
We was
man.
always functioning, man, at all the youth dances, and also go second Samoan too.
Yeah, yeah. Definitely, man. All the Orange County polys, man. We was all together all the time.
It was you. You already graduated after before the jerking phase, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I think that was like, yeah, maybe right after I graduated. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, but the jerking phase for sure. That was like 2010 ish, huh?
Yeah,
11.
yeah, yeah. Like the dancing.
Hmm.
Was it 2010? I think it was like 2009.
Oh, 09.
Your senior year, I
Yeah,
think.
and then we had the Dougie, huh? The Dougie was it
Yeah,
was
that was
kind of
after that was
yeah
like my little brother I used
yeah.
to
Oh
do
man,
that.
Exodus, man.
He's a dancer,
Shout
bro.
out to Exodus, man.
Yeah, yeah,
Always
yeah.
picking on me.
Yeah, that dude, man. But yeah, I'm kind of grateful. Like the youth today is like, man, they're in such a better place than when we were youth, and they're just way better all around. Like good kids,
Is
good
it just
kids.
Muse, or like do they seem like more less troublemaker?
Oh yeah, yeah, big time. I feel like we were definitely the troublemakers, and just a lot more of us got in trouble. And the kids now, at least in our circle, in our community out here in Orange County, like, man, they're good kids. We love the kids and we are very proud of everything that they are doing, everything they accomplish. And like, I always tell them where they are in their lives as at a young age is already farther than where I was at that age. And so want nothing but the best for them. And we want to kind of expand that scope to a broader community. Kids all over the world, man. All my nephews and nieces from New Zealand to Samoa to other parts of the states. We want to reach as many kids as we can, as many of the youth as we can, to be able to help make a difference. We understand that everyone's lifestyles and are going to be different, but if we can make a difference in even just a handful of kids, a handful of families' lives, man, then that's enough for me. And that's what I felt like was our purpose in creating this podcast. And I think no matter what, if it goes big, if it's just our family, if it's just people that we know, it's cool. As long as we can be able to just impact anyone's lives, man, I'll be happy.
Yeah, just the goal is to just get it out there, the message.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Exactly. And everybody can do what they want with it. You can skip over it or do whatever you want, but we just wanted to get it out there. So that's the whole reasoning behind our podcast and behind our first episode and us getting started. But yeah. All right. Well, thanks everybody for tuning in for our episode of the Pack Nation podcast. And I'm X.
I'm CC.
So like and subscribe below. We hope that we get you here for another episode and you enjoyed our podcast. And we'll see you at the next episode. Peace.
Peace.
Peace out.